902. I blame
Me.
who's me?
Me.
I blame Nick H. He
Sure.
said that I was tardy.
That actually, in olden days, that meant late.
Yeah, what's it mean now?
Let's just stick with late.
It's not even Laura's fault, and it's like 8 a.m. where she's from. Tynan's here. Like, not here, but he's here. He
Right.
was going to be here, and he was going to help do a little bit of some production for us.
Soon.
But he's not here because he had to be there. So,
Right.
yeah, it was pretty good. Oh, hey! What's up? If you guys don't know, that's Aaron D. Johnston. One of the he sits usually on the left side, unless you're watching the show Talking Beards, facebook.com/Talking Beards 8 p.m. Every Tuesday. If you're watching from behind, then he's on the right. But normally he's on the left. And yeah, we appreciate being live on the Talking Beards network and the 8,564 people that are watching on that network. So yeah, shout out Squeaksbeard.
Squeaksbeard.
Late. Yeah, we were just trying to be fashionably late because, we don't look great, and maybe we'll even take this off and you can see us. We should probably do that. But tonight's guest, as you guys can see here, he just looks so good, and that's his own artwork. He does so many cool avatars. I even have one. Thanks, Bearded Tater Turtle. Yeah, so Liquidshano, super excited. This has been a long time kind of in the works, and I'm glad that it kind of worked out. What's up? Oh, hi. Oh, hi, Toby. You don't even say hi to us. Yo!
I think he did earlier.
Okay, everybody's just excited to see Toby.
That's probably true.
Can't blame him. All right, let's do the intro. Let's do this.
Might as well.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm here. Let's do it.
Okay. I was gonna see if we get to 904 just so Nick would be like, ooh, tardy.
Come on, man.
Ooh, tardy.
I already took my shirt off for this.
I know. Oh no, we gotta put him back on. We're on YouTube. Oh, I didn't mean to hit that. I pressed the wrong button. Oh, there we are. Spoiler. Hey. We're here. Bye. Do you see that? We gave you a spoiler. And I read on the internets one time, spoilers are good.
Sure they are.
Yeah. So what's up, everybody? This is episode 73. 73 weeks. Every single week. We have been here on a Thursday, sometimes even on a Wednesday, but I think we've done Thursday all the time. Squeaks Beard, you have a shirt. Did you get it already?
It's dedication.
Hold on, I had to get rid of that. There might have been one of these or two before the show, and there was a little bit of a buildup. I don't have a code, or if I do, I don't remember, but you guys can use JM86 if you guys check out the drunkengineers.ca pump action shotgun tool. Speaking of Joe, he doesn't think dinosaurs are real. Did you see that, Logan? Did you watch any of the show Tuesday?
I did not.
I am flabbergasted by this.
No, you're not.
Is flabbergasted the right word?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Toby remembered Joe doesn't believe. He doesn't believe. He was going off about, oh, I think scientists carve rocks and bleh. And it's like, Joe, have you ever used Google? Just type in.
Buddy Joe Myers?
Yeah.
He's been shotgunning too many beers.
He truly thought he doesn't believe dinosaurs are real.
Well, either that, at least switch your beer.
I don't.
Switch to a smarter beer, a full beer.
Spoilers, hold your car on the ground.
I like that. That's good.
You didn't know there was shirts? There's shirts for everything. I even showed some cool people the Yoke is no joke shirt earlier, and then I had the
a shirt for that.
There's You're in My Thoughts shirts. There's Beard Hub hats, maybe even a shirt. Now you're just trolling. Yeah, let's go. That's what he said, but he was yelling it. But he's not yelling too loud because he'll get yelled at. Nick's in the house. Who's the first one today? Oh, it was me. Beat you, Nick H. Suck it. Yeah. And he was like, oh, I'm here first as always. No, you were clearly second. Yeah. And then because he was like, oh, suck it, Grim. But no, there was no sucking of the Grim. I won.
And as usual, I was here last.
Yeah. Logan made it right at 8:59 with 47 seconds. So Thankfully, we haven't had any technical issues yet. But so anyways, I'm Matt, and that's Logan. And we do this on Thursdays. And we do Triple T every Tuesday, and he watches it. And I was going to click that he's on the show as well. Really cool. We had a great episode Tuesday, which we were talking about because Joe doesn't believe in dinosaurs. And if anybody is just listening, because you're on Spotify or maybe you're on Amazon Audible. Yeah, this show's on Amazon as well for some reason. I don't know why they continue to let me put stuff on there, but they did a while ago, and I didn't even realize that. So thanks, Amazon. And it's on all the podcast stuff. So if you guys are listening and you want to see what we look like, come on over. But if it's going to ruin it for you, kind of like when I grew up watching or listening to Bob and Tom forever. And then they started putting Bob and Tom on YouTube. And then I saw them and I was like, no, that's not what I want them to look like. Josh, that's not what you look like. Because you kind of get a picture of what they look like in your head. And that's not what I like. So if you don't want to come over here and see what Logan looks like, that's very understandable. But yeah, we
really though. I don't blame him.
No, I don't blame them. But it's a lot of fun, and you can actually see some of the comment, with the rest of this crazy crew. Yeah, hey Matt, hey Logan, what's up, Eric? Hey. I appreciate you. No one has been to the moon. Yeah, we'll see what Joe has to think about that next too. But yeah, 73rd time. Thank you to everybody that's just listening, but thank you guys for all being here. And as we mentioned, you haven't listened to Bob. Oh, what's up, Meg? Hey.
You better say hi to Meg.
I did. I said hi.
Oh, yeah.
Right before the show. I was like, hey, what's up? Gotta go. I freaking loved Bob and Tom. Oh, we did it at the same time. Go ahead.
Oh, the moon is cheese. Here we go. Got it.
I freaking loved Bob and Tom. I haven't listened to them in years. You should bring it back. Yes, that's the next comment, Aaron. The earth is flat.
Moon is cheese.
The
earth is flat.
I don't get that. And I can't wait. We're going to ask Shane his 2 cents on about dinosaurs and probably some stuff like that. I think we got him a little bit nervous because some words came out of my mouth and I was like, we'll see if what he has to say with the things that are in store for him. And we spoiler alert, Shane, I don't have like anything crazy in store for you. So if you're really hoping for that's on me. But there's a cool little button and you can press that subscribe button on YouTube apparently. And if you want to leave a comment, Logan's going to do a really good job of putting them right there. And it says, leave your comment. It's going to appear right there.
Right there.
Look at, and then you could press this button and then it shows all these like everybody's doing thumbs up and hearts, but they're really not. We're doing it.
Right.
Yeah. So all kidding aside, if you want to like and subscribe, that's cool. All right. What do you think? Should we bring in the guest? Better than a can of farts. You ever seen those can of farts?
A can of farts?
Yeah. Never seen one?
Are those old?
I don't know. Not as old as you.
Oh.
For anybody in any of the networks, though, if you do want to show some love to our guest tonight, he has a cool podcast as well, and you guys can check that out. It's coffee-talk.net. Link is right here on all of that, and I actually pinned it onto the YouTube so you guys could see it for the entire episode. Obviously, follow him on all the social medias. You'll either see him as Liquidshano or Liquidshano 1973. That was a hell of a year. Those are Neato graphics. Yeah, thank you. That I don't know where I got them. I probably paid for them, but yeah. Then where did dinosaur bones come? So he was going off about this, and he was going, oh, well, they're carved by scientists and all this weird stuff, and I just muted him. I didn't know. What I'll do is I'll show you guys a quick. Can you get copywritten if you show your own stuff on the show? I don't think so. But either way, if you guys want to,
I'll sue you. Then you could get the money back.
Oh, that sounds like a terrible idea. But if you guys want to text any of your questions in to Shane, or maybe we'll get a hold of Joe for a guest appearance. But you guys can text him at 802-327-3753.
Sure.
I was waiting for it to scroll. I thought I could delay long enough, but I know it's 802 because it was supposed to be 802-3 Beards, but I messed it up. So yeah, 802-327-3753. I have the questions open. There was 3 of them from the Tuesday show that make no sense for this show. So let's do the intro. I'm going to press the right button, and then we'll get talking with Shane.
We might as well. He's here, and he wants to talk.
Yeah, he does.
Let's do it.
As mentioned, tonight's guest is Liquidshano or Liquidshano 1973. He's a man who started TikTok with a powerful message: make yourself a priority for once. When you look in the mirror, compliment versus versus criticize. A man who brings more positivity than Magic Johnson's HIV results. A man who drinks more coffee than Hugh Jackman, Jackie Chan, and David Letterman combined. A man who rocks a Boston hat better than Nick Carter. I think that's a compliment. A man who has more coffee mugs than Central Perk. A man who has doodled so many people. I mean, wow, that sounds terrible. We're going to move on. A man who inspires people every day as if they were watching Rocky IV. A man who said that I missed a line. So we're just going to say a man that we're proud to call our bearded brother, the one, the only, Liquidshano.
Dude, what is going on, man? I can't even believe this intro. I'm dying over here in the background, and you can't hear me laughing. I almost fell out of my seat.
I know, that's what happened. I saw you turn the hat around, and I was going to make a joke about, like, turn that Boston hat back around. And then when I looked up, I lost my spot. So I panicked, and I didn't know what to do. So I just went with the Liquidshano.
And to be honest with you, you said I got nothing. Like you said, what's in store for him? Listen, I've already heard you talking about dinosaurs not being real. I've talked about moon made of cheese, Earth being flat. I mean, seriously, we've covered all the bases already right off the bat. What are we doing?
We're halfway done the show already.
Yeah, well, usually we have like surprise segments where people just come on in different segments and stuff. So there's a potential that could happen, but there's a really good potential that it's not going to happen. So we'll see. I'm just going to keep you on the edge. But either way, thanks for taking some time. Like I said, we had kind of been talking about this, back and forth for quite some time. So I'm glad that that it finally worked out. And, congrats. Obviously, the podcast is, everything that you're doing is growing in numbers. You got some new endeavors on some social media that we'll talk about here in a little bit. And it's just a great thing to see. And like I said, if you guys want to, you guys can check it out on YouTube. It is pinned at the top. Give it a listen to. And we'll get more into coffee talk as well. And you'll have to show me how to pop off the graphics like that.
I know they look great. They look great.
I'll show you guys. It's Piper. What's up? Welcome back. Welcome back. We appreciate it. I really love to see when, when there's a guest on the week before and then some of the guests actually come back. Because it means that they kind of liked what they did. And I'm sure that they're just here to see. They're here to see Shane. Yeah. They saw the other day. They're not here to see us. So, but one question that I start off every episode with, just because, and I say this almost every episode, I truly want to teach Logan how to use a computer. Get on here and do his first kind of mashup of these questions. But he's 73 episodes behind, so it's going to be pretty tough for him. And as we spoke about backstage, him being lazy and not handy, well, that also applies to this. But maybe we'll ask Jake, the intern, to take a little crack at this one. So what got you into TikTok? And the reason I asked that is because everybody kind of has a unique story. And we were asking this obviously before the pandemic hit. So there was some really cool ones. And then throughout the pandemic, there was a lot of people that were just like, COVID.
Lost my job.
Yeah, COVID. So I was just like,
which is okay.
I was like, all right, cool. So I'm interested. What kind of got you into TikTok?
Yeah, man. So for me, it was more about my son. So he's 15, right? 15 years old, teenage hormones running like crazy, going nutso, right? Looking at all kinds of stuff. And,
Does that ever go away?
I don't think so. Listen, okay. I'm in my 40s. It's still here. It's still
asking for a friend.
Right.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, and so I wanted to be the guy that was at least keeping tabs on things, just to be able to just keep an eye on things. And my sister had told me about this app, TikTok, and I was on Facebook and Instagram and all these places, and I was like, all right, man, let me go check this thing out. So I downloaded it, and I'm sitting there scrolling through it, and you know how it happens when you first get into the app, and it's all dancing videos and dancing it's just crazy stuff, and it isn't really catered to what you're looking for or what you're looking at. But I'm scrolling through this thing going, what the hell did I just walk in on? Like, this is crazy to me. So then I'm on there for a little bit and I'm watching some of the stuff and I just wanted to keep an eye on him. But what I found is, wait a minute, there are people that are like me, people that actually are going through the same shit that I'm going through every single day. And I'm like, wait a minute, we're getting right into the pandemic. Cause I got on right around February 15th or so is when I started posting videos and everything else. And then I found out, okay, you know what? This community's here. I can actually promote some of the podcasts. I can do different stuff. And it just really started to evolve and grow from there. And it's been just a crazy ride since then.
Yeah, it really has. So you're lucky that's when you jumped on, because I was real early with guys, like Toby and a lot of I wasn't a Viner, but I knew Vine, you know what I mean? I wasn't out there creating. And early Musically TikTok was weird. All right. And I've always read things that I don't know how accurate it is, but it kind of started out and their intentions were almost like a virtual homeless type app where they wanted to get on where, you know what I mean? And it was a place where people could, get donations, they could get money, they could get help from people while being on an app. And like I read this on a legit site. Like this wasn't just
Really?
some theory. Like I've read, and it was multiple articles. I don't know if they just recycled it, but like when you got on there and it was a lot of, people that were very hard up asking like, I don't have money, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, to you know what I mean, help feed my kid. I don't have diaper money. You know what I mean? Like I need money for cigarettes. And it was just like a lot of that type thing. And I was like, what the? And I actually got off like, I was like, this is, this isn't for me. Got
Yeah.
back onto it again. But I don't know, like I said, I don't know if that was really what it was, but early, it was weird.
It's crazy how it's evolved even now, right? I mean, when you see it every month or so, every month and a half or so, the algorithms and everything get so involved and just kind of flips the script on things, right? You're looking at certain one thing that was popular one day, and then 2 weeks later, you're like, holy shit, that's gone right there, and now it's down to this road. I don't really understand. So I think it keeps us on our toes for the most part, but it's my worst enemy and my favorite thing at the same exact time. It's just crazy to me.
It really is. And I love how, you have all of these, professionals that know exactly what the algorithm is, exactly how you can do viral, how exactly everything. And it's like,
right.
All right. There's I don't think the people at TikTok.
No, I don't think so either.
No, but so do you know do you know the first person you followed? Was it actually your son? Or was it somebody else? Because
it was my son and family members. Really, I just kind of, because my sister was on it and my wife was on it, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go check it out or whatever. And it was over the holidays that they were all downloading it, and right after that time frame, it was something that I looked into, and I was like, all right, I followed them. And then as I started to scroll through, I just kind of picked up along the way. And, I mean, the whole JT Laybourne, all of that movement of positivity and stuff like that really just was right in my face. I was like, oh, this is crazy right here. And then Toby was on there. I followed him. And then in the beginning stages, and I was like, oh, man, these people are super creative. That's the one thing I was like, man, I cannot believe the artistry, the creative stuff is just crazy. And I fell in love. What'd you say? What's that?
I said the key word was, obviously, right? Right, Toby? Yeah, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, Toby's like, oh, I'm gonna kill you, man.
Yeah, that's all you do. Yeah, that you can just go on there and you can go to all of those sites and just buy followers. That's and it's funny you say that though, because I didn't I do IT stuff during the day. Like I have an idea that there is stuff, but like that's a big thing. And apparently there's a lot of people that are spending a lot of money buying them. And it's just like,
it's like buying friends.
Right?
Right. It is. It
really is. But
it's stacking numbers. It's stacking numbers. It really just is. It's a clout status thing that they want to be able to bring up there by doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. See, Toby, he loved. We did the same thing. Go ahead. He loved the 1819 TikTok back.
Yeah.
It's different, and you're seeing a lot of people going through this, and in his cycles, and I don't. The only thing that we kind of. We're talking about a couple of people, like it does cycle just like really hard. And it almost, remember when Facebook years ago, they got kind of in trouble for like mood controlling. They came right out and admitted it, where they would, feed certain amount of people depressing posts, and then depressing posts would come by. And then you'd see all these people that they sent all these happy posts, and then they had happy posts. And it, to a lot of people in the TikTok, theory people, unlike Joe Myers, they're doing this, they're thinking the same thing. They have groups of people that they're just trying to test to see, are they going to start and fall down this sadness, miserable, angry, happy? And if you sit back and look, I feel like it's almost that, because they mess with you. You know what I mean? Like you're getting no views. Oh, you're going to get views. The one thing that you hate, oh, you're going to see them, and they're going to see them doing lots of views. And it's a weird thing to think about.
It is. We were just talking about this today, as a matter of fact, with a friend of mine. We were talking about how, most of my stuff is all about either positivity or just fun stuff or whatever, or me doing a lot of volunteering stuff and giving back to the community and stuff like that. And so I really try to keep it a really positive run, or a positive realist, right? Because shit happens and life happens and, all that stuff. But I was, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, all the videos that I go out there and try to be able to do something positive, I look at some of the analytics of it, where I'm getting, 100, 200, 300, 400 views, like within the first how many hours. And I'm going, what is going on with this? But anything controversial whatsoever, whatsoever. Like anything that or really, really stupid, literally, to be honest with you, gets the hundreds of thousands. And I'm like, what is going on here, man? So to your point, I think some of it is they're pumping out stuff that they want people to see and cause maybe drama or cause different stuff that goes on. And like Toby said, it is getting toxic in some places and parts. You know, I try to stay away from it, but it's hard to stay away from it when you're on it, you know?
It is, yeah. And so in what I do, and I've been thankful and I have stayed away from it, is because I don't go through the For You page. I go only through following. And then when I start seeing kind of that toxic, negative stuff and it's on the following, then that's on me. Like that's something that I can control. I can remove them, or I can message them and be like, hey, you good? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
but so who do you remember kind of that first person that followed you and you kind of fangirled a little bit?
Actually, I think it was JT. To be honest with you, it was just because I had popped in there and I'd gone into a couple of his lives and I just put out some positive messages. And I think it was around the time that he was doing. I mean, I'm not a big Smiley Boy fan or anything like that. You know what I mean? I love the positive movement and I love all that stuff and I love positivity, but I also know that when you get to extreme positivity, that can become toxic too, right? You know what I mean? So I'm a middle of the roader. I'm a realist, and so but what I liked about him is that he was putting out content that was there to be positive and doing those kind of things. So when I followed him and I went into a couple lives, he popped into one. I just hit 1,000, man. I was working hard to get to 1,000, and I just hit the 1,000. And one of the first people that popped into my live, which I only had like 5 people in my first live, it was him. He popped in and said, "Listen, I love what you do. I love what you put out and whatever else." And I'm just like, all right, man, well, this is kind of cool that this guy that has, at the time, I think he had like 900,000 or 800,000 or whatever, amount of followers, stopped in, took the time to stop into mine and made me feel good. So I definitely did fanboy after that one, man. It was pretty good. Yeah.
Well, a little bit of some breaking news. You mentioned JT. Guess who's sitting backstage?
Get out of here.
Nobody. There's nobody backstage. There's nobody. That would have been really cool.
You would have dropped it right on me, man. I would have been like, hey,
that would have been really cool. And I did
message story. He would have said that entire story is a lie. Like, what are you doing? Like, nothing like that happened.
No, I did message him, and I didn't hear back because it was way too short notice. But hey, what's up, Ben? How you doing? I was just talking with you, and I was going to say something funny about you, but I forgot. So, and it's funny that you kind of said, around that 1,000, you were really pushing hard. And when I was going through your videos, because obviously I go through everybody's, when we go to interview, I go through them all. So I started at the first one, worked the way up, as you could see in the introduction. It was almost to the day. It was 3/9/2020. You did a post and you were like, "Can we hit my goal?" And your first goal was 100 followers. And like you had the cool little sticker, and I was just like, look at that. Within a year, you were just pumped to get 100 followers, and now you're approaching probably 70 to 75,000. You know what I mean? Like getting up there like in 1 year, and that just speaks to what I mean. Like you were able to get that many followers doing what you do anyways, and that's one thing throughout the beginning, your very first post that we mentioned in the thing, you know what I mean? Make yourself a priority for once. When you look in the mirror, compliment versus criticize from the very first post. And then you could look at the post you just did earlier, and it's still you just being positive, and it's awesome to see. Like I really, really kind of applaud that. And there's been a lot of guests, and there hasn't been a ton of them that are the same person when they started and to who they are.
They changed throughout time, overall,
and it's almost not that maybe they haven't quite changed, but they've changed their content, and you know what I mean. So it's not exactly maybe who they are, or maybe it's who they are, and they just you don't really know. But either way, it's worked out for some, and it hasn't for others. But it's really cool to see that you are still being you, and I think I really do applaud that. It's something that I try to do. But my beard just keeps getting a little bit longer, so I don't know what that is. And for whatever reason, yours got a little bit lighter, and I like it.
Listen, I was told on a couple of my lives, I started to grow it out a little gray, and I've been coloring it. If you look in the beginning TikToks, man, it was all dark.
Very dark.
They told me, they said, listen, let it go, man. Like, seriously, have a Sean Connery kind of gray look. I said, all right, man, let's go, man. Let's try it out. So I like it. I think it's coming out good, man.
I do too. And I wasn't kidding. Like, I really do like the natural look. Like, it's just you know what I mean? And I also wanted to just kind of, give you props for the weight loss journey. You did a real throughout there. It was just real positive. of like, hey, if I can do it, you can do it. You lost a great amount of weight, and it was just a good thing to see. And that's something that I really like. I really enjoyed it when people do that, because there's so much motivation. That's the stuff, like, you know what I mean? Especially when you get those guys, this wasn't you by any means, but you get some of those guys, like even like Chunky Hustle, big boys, you know what I mean? And
Yep.
the amount of weight that they've been able to shed with the help of the community of TikTok, you know, like he was able to meet John, and John puts together a plan for him, and
Right.
he's lost a ton of weight. And then there's been some other guys that, you know, they're in their 500 to 700 pounds, and
Yep.
you know, down hundreds of pounds. Like, it's great to see. And I really think that, you know, being on there and having that kind of social media presence and a little bit of some pressure and fire to continue to do that and not give up. You know what I mean? It's so easy for people just to be like, nah, I'm good. I'm going back to, you know, my Doritos and McDonald's 4 times
Right.
a day. When you got social media and you got people behind you that will call you out, like, nah, you're not allowed to quit. You keep going. And I think that's a very good positive, because there still are a lot of people like that out there. Not
Well,
always the
I
handsome,
always
whatever.
the hard part for me is the fact that men listen, if any man that's on this whole entire this cast here or anywhere, you know, they get in this space where they don't talk about their emotions, they don't talk about shit that really the gooey mushy gushy stuff. They just don't. They don't go to the doctors. They don't. And I mean, our rate of suicide of men is the highest out of any other people that are out there. And so I feel like if you can tell a story, if you've overcome adversity, you lose weight, you do anything like that, and you can start to share your story, I feel like that really resonates. You know, it's funny, Matt, we on my podcast, I have, you know, over 200, and I think latest call is about 210,000 downloads right on the podcast. I love all that. I mean, it's really going well. 95% of the listeners on the analytics are women on my podcast. And the reason is because I've asked them, I've literally said, hey, when can I tap into the male aspect of the podcast? They said, because we want to know how to talk to our husbands, our grandfathers, our sons, because they don't talk about shit. They don't say anything. So I feel like if you share your story, no matter what it is, good, bad, or indifferent, and you put your shit out there for a guy to hear, they can go, hey, wait a minute. Listen, if he's doing that and he can say that, I can too, man. Like, seriously. So I feel like it's important to continue to layer that in about men's health and keep moving forward, and mental health, you know?
I agree. That's why kind of, you know, some of the approaches that I've done with beard laws is not only beards. Like, we've done 73 episodes. We rarely talk about beards. I might just say, hey, how did you grow your beard? You know what I mean? Like, why did you start? You know, because you're lazy, like some of us, like, yeah. But I've really stepped into other, you know what I mean, avenues and endeavors on other social media where it's not just beards, it's men's health, you know what I mean, men's fashion, stuff like that. Because not only, like, kind of like to your point, not only do some guys really need that, but women, you know what I mean? It's relatable stuff. Like, if you have a guy that grows this beard, you have a woman that is just as passionate and really loves the beards as well, and can talk about it. Because let's be honest, they have hair. This is hair, you know what I mean? But there are some differences. And I've had people tell me, and women just be like, I really appreciate listening to the beard advice. I was able to share that with my husband, my boyfriend, whatever. And like, it's something that we do now. Like, our morning routines, we pass the blow dryer. You know what I mean? We pass the blow dryer to each other so he can do his
Sounds
routine.
very romantic. Very
I
romantic.
do there, and I'm like, yes, yeah, beard laws, relationship advice guru. Check. Add that to the resume.
It's all good until the bad morning when she pushes him in the tub.
That's right.
But
yeah, take this with you.
Yeah. So he grew the beard to make the face look slimmer. Yeah. You don't know how many chins I have.
Oh man, it hides a lot. Yes.
Yeah, just like that new no beard filter. It's been fantastic. I haven't really had to do another beard down because people really are like, that's what I'm gonna look like.
Right.
Yeah, you are. Not that filter just sees all the hair on top and makes you look like what's that one dude from Austin Powers? Get in my belly.
Oh, fat bastard, right? Fat bastard.
Yeah, I don't remember that name. Yeah, so it makes you look like that. Somebody did an impersonation of that earlier, and I got tagged in it. It was money.
It was good. Nice.
Oh, it was so good. So so obviously, let's go with the obvious. You love coffee. All right. There's no secret about it. Your brand, who you are, is coffee. You're passionate about it. So of all the drinks in the world, why did you go coffee?
Yeah, so I like all the drinks in the world, but coffee. The reason the whole tie to coffee is this: in the mornings, what was happening was I started off a while back when I first started my weight loss journey. I was about 425 pounds. I was a big boy, And what I was doing is I was journaling, right? I was writing some stuff down. So in the mornings with just me and a cup of coffee in my journal, I would sit down and I would sip on the coffee and I put my thoughts down and I started journaling it. And I was on a couple blogs and a couple things. And so one guy heard my voice one day and goes, "Hey, listen, you need to start to make that in audio form because I feel like you can really resonate with people. Plus, you got a great voice for it." So I said, "Okay, all right, let me try it." Ran down to Guitar Center, picked up my microphone, picked up my little throughway, my and my USB adapter, and started just recording the podcast. But I kept with Coffee Talk because literally in the morning before I get up, I know I can't even function before I get up. But before I have my coffee, literally, I'm like a grump. I'm an ass. I walk around. I'm just like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm just, don't even come in my way. I just take my coffee and I sip it down and then I'm good to go. So really, that's where it all kind of started. The name of it started.
Yep.
And then what's funny is that throughout the whole time, I've met people like Java John's Roasting, who is another big bearded fan right there, who also loves the fact that with him, I gained a relationship with him on TikTok, and we have different things that we're working with coffee and everything else. So it's really opened up relationships. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's funny because like you're on like Coffee Talk, you're like Positive Talk, you're on Art Talk, like you're on all of these different things. It's really really cool to see. So I'm gonna ask you, in your opinion, this is a two-parter. Which of the talks do you like better? And you got to pick one. All right. And speaking of the art stuff, I was going to go to it later, but it kind of segued into this.
Yeah.
Name one kind of underrated artist that you've kind of seen on TikTok. Just, you know what I mean? Somebody that's just amazing that maybe, can get a couple follows for or whatever tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to name two artists because I think that they both are top of my list, but I like the Art Talk world because it's underrated. These people are so talented. They're so creative. It's amazing just to watch some of the creations that they have, whether it's artwork through movies, whether it's artwork through anything. But I'm talking more around the painting and the art and the drawings and things like that. So there's two artists that I really, really enjoy watching. And I know you've had one of them on your show. It's Madeline Janelle. She is absolutely 100% incredible at what she does, and she's just getting better and better. Right, exactly. I got my book coming. So for me, she's just incredible where she puts all those thoughts, and she's a great storyteller, and she's really, really cool with all the artwork that she does and the colors that she uses and everything else. It just, from an artist perspective, blows my mind every time with the incorporation of the headphones and then everything else that she does with it. And there's another one. He's a graphic designer that really is taking everything from the world that he learned, making logos for companies and all these really high tech stuff. His name is Wonder Nugget. And he's this guy with this huge beard, right? He's got this big gray beard and big, huge mustache, right? So that's right up your alley. Wonder Nugget, he basically does all these really, really high colored. There are a lot of digital stuff that he does, but a lot of it is so cool. And now his name's getting out there, and a couple of TikTokers are using him for some of their logos and some of their stuff. And he's just a cool vibe, and he's trying to be able to kind of turn everything around where he came from the corporate world, and now he's bringing it over into the TikTok world and trying to be able to sell some of his products in his artwork. So I'm pretty inspired by
him. I like, I'm just doing a quick scroll. It's good.
He's got really good stuff, and he's a super creative guy. He's also not socially not anxious, right? I mean, he's a guy that when he goes on his lives, he's kind of quiet. He just does his art, and he hangs out with you, but he plays good jams. And we ask some questions here and there, but he just goes to town and has a really good play. But I could name probably 10 or 15 other artists that I really like, but those two right now really are hitting the creative button for me right now.
Yeah, it took me a while, Daniel. It's Burdine, everybody. Burdine. And he makes beef jerky, I found out today. And so any artist that potentially want to get a logo, he's willing to do the barter system. You can get a bunch of beef jerky for a logo, throwing it out there. Because I told him I would try to do something just because
I love beef jerky though. I mean, come on.
There we go. So
it's pretty much the best food ever.
Oh yeah,
it is. So
I have a electronic smoker that I think we're gonna potentially try this weekend. Meg throwing it out there. We're gonna try to make our own beef jerky in the smoker.
Whoa.
I just got to make sure my smoker goes low enough, but yeah, that's a whole different one. So coffee. I'm sure you probably thought this question was going to come your way, but what is I'm going to say, what is your favorite coffee? And I know it's hard to say, oh, you can't pick one favorite. It's probably like picking a favorite kid. You're not supposed to say, but let's be honest, we all have a favorite kid. And I'm putting you on the spot because there's 8,574 million people watching this, and it's going to be a big decision.
It's the best show to date.
That's a very small amount of people, man. What are you talking about? I expected more, man. What are you talking about?
I know. Slackers. It's Thursday, and Wooly Wizard's got his big 20th show, and he's giving away a bunch of cool stuff on beard oil roulette. And you guys can go check him out. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's right. I'll even post a link to it because he's a great dude. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, now no avoiding that question.
I know I did. I would say probably two of my tops right now is a Black Rifle and then also Java John's. Java John's, if you haven't had them, this guy gave up everything. He walked away from the corporate world. Also, I had him on my podcast, man. Gave up everything to be able to go for his dream of coffee, six figures, working into the fact that he's grinding down there in Texas and just trying to be able to make it happen. And he has a really good range of coffee. So I'm a dark roast kind of guy. But I like a medium too, right? A medium too, and but I like a good medium. And his medium roast, it's called the Mexican Tiger. Literally, is one of the best medium roasts I've ever had, man. It's got that dark roast feel to it. Good kick in the ass with some caffeine, man. It's good. It's I love that. I love his coffee.
Mine's the Honduran. I can't stop drinking the Honduran. I love it.
So good.
It's one of the best coffees. And him and actually Coffee Fanatics were the ones that got me to switch to a French press. So we French press, and it was funny. I was all excited. I was like, I just got my first French press. There was a store that went out of business, so they were selling it really cheap, and that's how I got the first one, super cheap. And I did a post on it. Just me, like I don't care. I just post about whatever. I don't care if I'm going to post about coffee, beef jerky, or me using a bidet. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to just post whatever, and there's going to be some
so gross.
There's going to be some bidet content coming up. Don't worry about it. So we
do French press on the weekends because we want to feel fancy. Like seriously, you know what I mean? It's on the weekends. You got a Saturday, Sunday morning. You do a French press. You feel great. You got to have bougie with your pinky out, and you're feeling really great, man. It's amazing.
And it's a quick thing. You know what I mean? You just boil the water, pour, stir, and bam, it's fantastic. So I've actually, because of TikTok, I drink usually Java John's coffee with Coffee Fanatics coffee syrups. So it's two TikTok creators that I love, that I can support, and then they're part of my everyday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
It's amazing. And Reed the Llama King. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's on TikTok, and he's an artist as well. That's his book, and nice. He has a coffee line with a company with his like brand on it. So I've been able to have some of his coffee, and it's a cool thing. Like I didn't drink coffee till I think like 7 years ago. I started when I had my daughter. And couldn't sleep, so I was like, I need something. Like I'm not a caffeine guy. I don't drink soda, energy drinks, nothing. And then
I became an addict to caffeine and coffee back when I was in the Navy. I 1991 I went overseas for Persian Gulf, and I was there, man. And literally when you're up late at night, man, you just drink the sludge, whatever they give you to stay up and awake and keep your eyes open. So we were I topped it off, and I've never looked back since, man. Drank coffee ever since, man.
So is it a true thing because of Navy? Like I've always heard, like you don't, as long as you're not putting creamers and stuff, you don't really need to wash the cups out, and it actually makes the pot itself, it makes for a better cup of coffee. Is that?
So I don't know if I would use the term better cup of coffee. What I would say is it's seasoned, and it looks like garbage and gross, disgusting sludge when it comes out, right? So when I used to look at some of these mugs and go, yo, listen, you got to clean that up, man. Do something. Like, no, it's seasoned. Like this thing hasn't been washed in 3 years. And I'm like, that's so disgusting, man. What are you talking about? But you know what I did? By the end of the time that I was off that ship, I had about a 2-year-long mug that didn't get cleaned the whole entire time. So it was a rite of passage, man. It was good.
Well, it's funny because when I started drinking a coffee, and like the first time I did this, of course, no cream or nothing, but I just would, it was just black coffee, and I went to go rinse it. And my buddy who was Army, he's like, no, that's not what you do. And I was like, what are you talking about? So we never did. We would have like the same mug, the same coffee pot, nothing. And then, so I do that at the house. And a lot of times my girlfriend's like, we're going to put that one in the dishwasher.
We're going to wash that out.
No. And she's like, so it gets washed, but I can see it, I guess, obviously with the syrups and some stuff like that.
Well, I will tell you now that I've been on TikTok through the whole quarantine, when people found out that I have Coffee Talk, they've literally flooded me with, if you look behind me, all these coffee mugs. I'm on the wrong side here. There it is. All these shelves that I made, a shelving unit back here, because my wife said I'm not fitting any more of your damn coffee mugs in our cabinets. So I built this thing back here, and I've got like 50 mugs, Star Wars rack, middle rack, and other ones, all from TikTokers that have sent this to me as gifts to say, here's a mug from my state, here's a mug from here. So I gotta drink out of a new clean mug every single day, man. It's amazing, but it's still a problem, man. I got a lot of mugs, a lot of them.
And actually, that's another question. We're going to segue into that. As you heard in there, you have more mugs than Central Perk. I don't know if any of you got the reference. I don't know if you did.
I did. No.
Friends. It's the coffee shop.
Friends action.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, coffee shop and Friends.
Yeah.
So, and this is going to be a tough one, and I'm going to reword it because there might be some people watching that gave you one. But is there a mug that isn't your favorite, but there's one that maybe has a better meaning, a story? There's just kind of one that sticks out, because we all have a collection, whether it's baseball gloves, hats, mugs, whatever. There's always one that's just a little.
Yeah, I would say my favorite mug is the one that I took my family down to Disney. And on the front of the mug, I'm all about positivity, and I'm all about being a positive influence. And on the front of it, it says, you have a special way of making people smile. And my wife bought it for me, and it's got a Mickey Mouse in the middle of it. Now, I'm not a huge Disney fan, like Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse and all that stuff, but it's the memories of that whole entire trip of us going down there. My kid was like in seventh heaven. My wife had never been. And literally, we just walked down like Main Street, and it felt like we were like 2 years old, and it was just amazing. So those memories come back every time I use that cup. Plus, the message is amazing for anybody that needs to hear it.
It really is. Yeah, no, that's a cool one. I think I've been in a live or two of yours. I think I've heard that story, and I was like, all right. So, so what have you learned from Trader Joe's during your weight loss journey?
What have I learned from Trader Joe's? So for me, it's my go-to. It's my go-to place for a lot of my not lower calorie, I guess low calorie. So for a while there, in my whole entire journey for weight loss, I was at 410 pounds. I lost about 115, 120 pounds. Lost all that. Of course, with COVID, I put on about 25 back, man, because it's literally like the worst thing ever. But when I go to Trader Joe's, I have a list of things that I go there to get, right? There's certain types of ranch dressings. There's certain types of, they're all organic foods and stuff like that. And it's one of my favorite go-tos for everything that I have there. And it fits in alignment with my own diet structure. So I've done everything, man. You name it. I've done calorie counts. I've done carbs. I've done everything you can name, because listen, as you get older and you're in your 40s like me, you got to figure it out, man, because if you don't lose a little bit of weight and get to it, literally your doctor goes, what the hell are you doing? Like, seriously, you got to do something. You're pointing over.
You just hit the 40 club in January.
Yes. Well, welcome, my friend. I will welcome you with open arms.
I like being 40.
Yeah. I love the 40s.
Really much stupid shit than I did when I was in my 20s and early 30s.
Except the first thing you did was you shaved your beard off.
Okay, I did. It looked a lot better than it does now. No, than before.
Oh yeah, it's growing back in.
My wife the other day, she's like, "Your beard looks good." I said, "Thanks." She goes, "You still look like a pussy." Like, grow it out, asshole. Okay.
Oh yeah. Man.
Yep. So yeah, there's so that, and if you want to just kind of tell us about the kind of the Avatar adventure, you know what I mean? Like it was something that I think you just did, and then it became absolutely amazing. Not only because of the work, and it was really cool for me to obviously see them. And what's cool for me in the other apps that we're going to, we still see those amazing logos that you did. I have to find mine because on Clubhouse, mine is a picture. That's the only one that I had.
I know you're looking pretty dashing though in that suit, man, and that photo, man. You know,
yeah,
what I mean?
that was for the national beard and mustache competition. So that's the only, because the Clubhouse it's iOS. That's the only iOS device I have. And either way, but tell us a bit about how it kind of came about that you started doing it, and tell the people that might not have seen the amazing thing, what you've been doing with some of that money and some stuff like that, if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. So the Avatar, if you want to, you can say it. Yeah. So for me, I love Logan's reaction. He was like, "Come on, man! Of course he's going to talk about that." So the avatars, man. It's funny because when quarantine happened and I was working from home, my kid was home, we were just stuck inside, and I was going absolute batshit crazy, man. I was like, I'm going nuts right now, and I got to figure out something. Otherwise, I'm just going to drink heavily and get inebriated every single second of the day or whatever. So I literally went out.
You're in Maine, so let's paint the picture. You're in Maine.
I'm in Maine. Well. Yes.
You know what I mean? It's not like you're quarantined in Florida or Texas. You're not, and this isn't a knock on Maine, but it's just for anybody that doesn't know, like we're probably on the same hemisphere. Like it's cold and snowy. There's not a lot you can do.
It's cold. It's snowy. It's lonely at times, man. It's really bad.
Yeah, I just wanted to draw the picture for everybody just listening or watching.
During the summer, it's beautiful. But what's that?
Said, what's wrong with drinking heavily again?
Oh, I know, right? Yeah. Listen, I have to function. I have to function. So anyway, I went out and bought an iPad and I brought it home and I was just messing around with Procreate because a couple of artists on TikTok I had watched doing some of the work. Madeline was one, Dave Makes Things was another, and I was just kind of watching them and watching some of the digital work. And I said, you know what? I used to do art. I used to do graffiti work and I used to do all kinds of tagging back when I was like younger, right? Like spray paint work and cartoons. And I was like, you know what? I need an outlet for creativity. I need something to be able to do, to be able to get into it. So I started just doing some digital work with the iPad. And I started really burying myself for like 2 or 3 weeks, just nonstop, just really getting all that out there. And so one person had asked me, have you ever thought about doing a face? And it was one of my first ones. It was like a realistic face or whatever. And he said, can you just do like a small avatar for me? And I said, all right, that's cool, man. I'll try to see what I can do. And I did the first one. It was horrible. I mean, it was like so bad. It was like stick figure. It looked like all kinds of crazy. He had a scar when he didn't even have a scar and whatever else.
Tell me you still have it though.
What's that?
Tell me you still have the terrible
one.
I do.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. So I started, getting better at it. And so I did it like 3 or 4 times for his. And I did it, and all of a sudden, I posted it on TikTok, and I said, "Hey, I'm just messing around with this, guys." And then Java John reached out to me. He said, "Hey, man, if you're screwing around with it, man, just like see what you can do for me." And so after Java John's happened, all of a sudden, I had all these people going, "I really want to see if you can, paint this picture of me." And I said, "All right, great." So I started getting into it, and here's what I saw, Matt. It was amazing to me. This is what I saw. I saw all of a sudden. So the purpose of it was I was going to raise money to give back to the community of the service industry. It was going to be all the servers that are out there and all the bartenders that are impacted by COVID, that are impacted by nobody in the restaurants anymore. They're not making any money. So I was going to take 100% of the proceeds. I was going to charge $25 an avatar, which is super, super cheap, to be honest with you, because they're big money other places. So $25 I was going to charge you just so I could get some practice and get rolling with it. And I was going to take that 25 and I was going to pay it forward. So I was going out and giving $500 tips to, kids at Starbucks and kids, wherever else and over at the local restaurant or whatever. And we go in and give them a tip, and it was super emotional. But what I found was it was a two-way street. I found that I was giving this money to the people in the service industry, but the people that were getting the avatar, all of a sudden, they were writing me these letters of I haven't felt beautiful like this in so long. You painted me in such a beautiful light, and maybe they're a little older, maybe they got some wrinkles, or maybe they got different stuff that they don't like the way that they look. And all of a sudden, I made them look a certain way, and I told them, I made you look the way I see you, and that's the way I painted it, and that's the way.
Speaking of old wrinkles and maybe looking a little better, check out this person we do have backstage. They have some breaking news for you.
That's a good shot.
We had to get a Toby TV shot. We didn't get one on Tuesday, so we wanted to bring him in. Obviously, Toby. And so not only did we want to, get him in so you guys could have a little bit of a conversation as well. And Toby has something that he wanted to share as right? Or did you just want to come say hi? I
just want to come say hi.
Oh, okay, cool.
I thought for sure I followed you, Liquidshano, but I didn't, and I am now, and I feel really bad about it because I've seen plenty of your content, and I thought we were mutuals.
Yeah, no, I stopped in a bunch of your lives or whatever, and it's so busy, dude. Like, there's so many people that are flowing through that. It's insanity. When I'm in there, I'm like, "What's up, dude?" And you're like, "Hey."
Yep. That new Q&A segment. I don't know if you've seen it. I just got the live back today and I saw it. Not that mine are super busy, but it's cool because you get the notification. I couldn't imagine how awkward it gets in there, but you can pick the question if featured and it goes away.
Yeah, it's nightmare fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, eventually what they'll probably do, because the way that they like to get the money and take a little bit, is they'll probably be like, all right, you can have your comment featured for a panda poop or something.
It'll start getting like likey or something like that. I just wanted to stop in real quick. I'm gonna hop right back off here, but Shano, I love everything that you do, man. Like, you're truly one of the gifts to TikTok. Like, you really are. I'm at like my breaking point right now with it. I mean, it's sapped me of my creativity and everything, but every once in a while, man, I'll come across somebody like Matt or yourself that really makes staying on the app 100% worth it. So thank you for being who you are.
I appreciate you, brother. Thanks, man.
That's all. Yeah. Yeah. Squeak. Where's the Squeak? Sure. But
Wait,
yeah.
Oh,
check this out.
Here we go. Here we go.
Squeak's gonna be so excited.
Oh,
Squeak's man.
Nice. The Pirates colors really bring out his beard.
Yes, it makes
Yeah,
it
they do.
pop.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
That's awesome. So it's funny because that's something that I just did messing around. That's my cousin Squeak. He's like, because it was kind of like everybody else has their face on things. He goes, I want mine on there, never thinking I'd do it. And I was like,
bet.
So he married my wife's cousin. And so one day at my wife's parents, I knew he was going to be there, and I just got the shirt. So I just walk in with this shirt of his face, and it is a carbon copy. Like, you really don't notice the rest of his features anyways.
Oh man, now you know you made it when you have something you're on a shirt, dude. Come on.
And so I walk in, and Squeak just starts laughing. Everyone's like, what the hell? I was like, yeah. He's like, that's my face.
Speaking of coffee mugs, while you guys are there, you guys see this one? Speaking of Mama Go Snap.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Did she make that one for you?
Yeah.
She's so awesome, man.
Isn't she the best?
She really is. I mean, we've got both of our. She made a Christmas pops for Angel and myself.
Yeah, we got the pop.
Sorry, I got to grab them off the display over there. But
Crazy
she
that
made-
the pop looks so much better than like.
Oh
my
wow,
pop.
look at that, man.
so she made a pop for me, and my pop character is holding Joseph's wind chimes,
Mhm.
and then she made one of Angel.
That's cool.
It's amazing.
She's phenomenal.
So talented. Mama Go Snap, put your if you don't mind, put your link in there. Hopefully that'll be there, just so if anybody wants to. She has an Etsy store and whatever else.
Yeah, she's fantastic. I've stopped
Yeah,
in on
just
her a
put
lot.
that in there if you don't mind, and we'll hopefully I'll be able to see it and then repost it. But yeah, I mean, Toby, if you got nothing else to do, you're more than welcome. We were gonna touch base on that because they kept talking about this whole. It came back to Joe, so it just reminded me about Joe and these damn dinosaurs. I mean, Shane, I really want to know your 2 cents on this. And the best part was I clipped the just a quick 40-second to a minute of it. The minute Joe said that, our entire faces, all of us were like,
Yeah, that's exactly how I would have been looking at him. Yep.
He straight went into dinosaurs don't exist, that the bones are just carved rock, that archaeologists are saying that they're finding, and we're like,
You're like, what?
we're like, are birds just cameras too, Joe?
So I wasn't there. Was he like trying to put on a show? And
No,
he was
He's
serious.
being dead
no,
serious.
dead serious.
Wow.
He started going off on one other thing too, and I can't remember. Do you remember what it was, Matt?
I was just flabbergasted by the dinosaurs. I don't remember. Yeah. Okay, there you go. You can find the TikTok. Obviously, it's there, and then the links are right in there. So make sure you guys check that out. Amazing stuff. Agree.
Yes, fantastic.
Agree, Laura. Agree.
And did you see that? Did you see that he had taken that clip and put it on his TikTok page today?
Yeah.
It was
so
like
then
these fuckers muted me. They don't want to hear the truth, and we're like, what?
I went through and commented on every single comment, especially the ones that were like, you have the right to speak. I can't believe they muted you. And I was like, not on Triple T, not on my watch.
Not on my watch. We're not letting.
And they were like, and I don't
jump
remember who it was. And I was doing it just kidding, but you know what I mean? And they were just like, well, either way, yeah, it is your show, but he still has the right or something like that to say what he wants. And I was just like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not out here trying to be this, but like, come on. But the astonishing thing is, he probably had a decent amount of comments, people agreeing with him.
Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah. I mean, if you really want to know, I mean, it's kind of like living in the South and having Backstreet Boys on your jukebox in the old boys, country bar. It's really only there for profiling. So if you start talking about flat Earth and you see a bunch of people start agreeing, you know who to block. Like it's just being said for profiling purposes. You're like, oh, look, you're crazy. Sweet.
Yeah.
A little bit of breaking news. Let's bring him in to let him defend himself.
Here we go.
Just
God.
kidding. And Joe's still at work. He was gonna try to get on. And did you see him? I got him with the JT. He was so excited. Now I felt a little bit bad.
Well, I love. He's like, oh, you got him back there. Who do you got back there? And you're like,
Nobody. I
was laughing back here so hard. I was like, oh,
you got me
I
good,
was like,
man.
now I feel bad. I'm gonna have to offer. Hey, man, do you mind if I just jump in just to shoot the TV real quick?
Yeah, yeah. I had to have at least something that you didn't expect. So
Yeah, exactly.
So let's give you a chance. He's gonna shoot the TV again. Which every time he shoots a TV, I don't know if you know this,
An angel gets his wings.
Yeah, no, wings.
Angel gets a roost. Angel gets a chicken.
She gets a chicken or a turkey every time he shoots it.
Beautiful.
So we're up to, as you can count on there. Oh, that's a good one. That was a good one. He has not got yelled at about it though. I'm really.
I know. Last episode he was getting yelled at.
You see that? They just appear.
That actually that jolted me because I was like, "See, Joe, dinosaurs do exist. I saw that chicken." Were chickens back around back then? Probably.
Anybody see the size of that chicken?
No,
So
that's true. The closest living thing on the earth to a dinosaur is a chicken.
Yeah.
That thing hit so hard it launched.
we
More
learned
science.
stuff.
I didn't make that up, and I do not have scientific.
That's the stuff that 40-year-olds know. That's the stuff that 40-year-olds know. That's right. Yes.
You know why? Because I've read way too many science books with my kids.
Yeah.
We got a dart down.
The head it hit the TV so hard, the head stuck, but the rest of the body went flying.
Smashed.
We've all been there.
Is your TV a Timex?
You think? Yeah, I think it's a Phillips.
So while we're on this whole controversy thing, there was a TikTok that you've done a couple of times, Shane. I know that I've done it, and this is always something to get a couple more comments on the YouTube, just because comments are good. Let's be honest. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
My personal opinion is absolutely not. 100% no. 100%
I knew it, and and that's why I wanted to wait till Toby came on as well, because he's team no pineapple, and Logan is team pineapple, which is the weirdest thing.
Pineapple, fancy bougie.
Yeah, he's a guy that loves beef jerky, whiskey, and beer. It doesn't seem to fit the pineapple, but for whatever reason, he likes it.
But
Now,
and I've never been to Hawaii, but if I went to Hawaii or any other place where pineapples are celebrated, I'd have beef jerky, beer, whiskey, baseball, and fucking pineapples.
Now,
Pineapples are good.
I will say this. I will say this to defend Logan, not necessarily to defend Logan, but more defend myself. I'm not a fan of the idea of pineapple on pizza. Yes, I have had it. It is not something that I enjoy, but I'm also not the guy that's going to see somebody else eating pineapple on pizza and lose their shit. I'm going to be like, oh.
So you're not the guy that would buy a pizza that was a pineapple pizza and then just get it and throw it away in the trash right there to make a point?
Am I?
Yeah.
I like that.
No. Well,
I might have done that.
I was gonna say you've probably proven a lot.
I probably would.
But I never recorded it for a show, like for the publicity. I just did it out of principle to let everybody know in that establishment that pineapple doesn't go on pizza.
Well, now,
and I believe in it so much that I actually own. What is it? I don't remember anymore. But if you go to pineapplegoesonpizza.com.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. There's a website. Now I will say this: I've been out with people and they've bought just a slice of pizza with pineapple, and I looked at it as they were getting ready to take a bite. I was like, "Let me see that."
Oh,
just for the pure shock value of it. Now, don't get me wrong; I also paid for their next slice of pizza, but
yeah. So I forgot that that I actually sold those domains. I put them for sale and made money on them. So I don't own them anymore. So you guys can go to nopineappleonpizza.com. My website was better and I did it in 4 seconds, but I did sell those, and it was just a cool little thing that we did about a year ago. So
that was back when Jackson the Ginger was really raising a stink about it.
He was there. Brandon the Entertainer, I remember.
Yeah,
he was really pushing it. And those were the days. Tynan would cry if you threw away a pizza. I don't know.
Look, I don't like mushrooms. I hate mushrooms. And I really don't like peppers. I can eat onions. If someone gets mushrooms, peppers, and onions on their pizza, I'm like, you son of a bitch! How could you? I'm like, oh, that looks like a good pizza. I just wouldn't eat it.
I really think it's because it's the whole sweet versus salty kind of thing that there's a lot of people that cannot handle just even the thought of mixing salty and sweet together, and that's essentially what you do with pineapple on pizza.
Yeah.
I hate white pizza. Anything white pizza. White pizza is disgusting. My wife makes an awesome white pizza.
Wow, that's racist. That is fucking racist.
It's unreal.
Oh, we're gonna get canceled.
This fucking guy.
Where'd you get this guy from, Matt? What's going on, man?
Good
Seriously.
God, dude.
Barbecue chicken pizza. It smells awesome. I can't eat it. Buffalo chicken wing. I will eat buffalo wings, hot wings,
Wait a
all day long.
How are these white pizzas?
What's that?
How are these white pizzas?
So it's like a garlic pizza with like you do
It's like Alfredo or something like that.
Basil. Apparently,
Are you saying that these are concoctions made by white people?
very well could be.
To be fair,
Yeah.
To be fair,
well, we
That's
went out.
That's what she calls it. It's a white pizza because it's cheese. It's
That is
just-
absolutely
Oh, now-
disgusting. Black olive
pizzas,
pizzas.
yeah, exactly.
oh, I love black olives.
You do?
Well, if you like black olives, you might like it on your pizza.
Well, I mean, black olives lives matter. So
Yes, we could go on and on about
Black
this,
olives.
but we got a question from Tynan Tak, who our dude Matt, who would cry over this. He's new to TikTok. Tynan, like his last name,
He's gonna
Tak,
tell
like
us why.
TikTok. So he helps us out, and I really do appreciate that. And he was able to come up with a couple of questions. He's like, you don't have to give me credit for these questions. Well, I'm like, well, if they don't like them, I'm going to say that they're yours because they're dumb. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, so, oh no, all kidding aside, I've known Tynan for years. He was going to be in the studio tonight and help
Soon.
produce, but he's going to try, potentially. So he wanted to know, is Maine as creepy as Stephen King makes it out to be?
No, I will tell you, man. Maine's pretty beautiful, man. It's gorgeous during the summertime, man. The beaches all along the coast, it's gorgeous during the summer. But the other 10 months of the year, literally, are frozen and gross and disgusting, and they are creepy in the winter, man. It's silence up here, and he lives in Bangor, Maine, and literally his house has gargoyles on the front of it. It's got all the fencing all the way on the outside. It's like a pretty. But in his defense, he does a lot for the community up here, man. Crazy amount. He gives back a lot. But yeah, it's creepy. It is creepy.
Yeah.
I will say I will use this when asking how creepy Maine is. Jack the Void King lives there.
Really?
I don't know if you know him, but
Nope.
if you ever cross him,
Yeah.
you'll get it.
So you're saying
Yeah.
that living in Maine is like having a wife that only goes out a few times a year.
Correct. Yeah. Couple months. It's really fun. The other time, run away.
Gargoyles.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds like Alaska.
Fair enough.
So we'll he's got another one. We'll segue. Let's just go. Thoughts on coffee beers?
I've had a few and I don't like them. I love beer. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I'm not a flavored beer guy, man. I don't like flavored fruity beers. I don't like any of that stuff like that. I like a good hoppy IPA or a good whatever, and I'm good with that. I had it was a coffee nitro Guinness or whatever else and some other things that I had, and I was like, yeah, I'm all set. So I'm not a big fan.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a huge fan of the PBR coffee.
Really? I
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
had.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty decent, honestly. Yeah, you should give that one a try if you decide to go, one more chance on a coffee
Yeah.
beer. I think the PBR is probably better, but
Yeah, it's like drinking like drinking one of the monster coffees with a little bit of beer, hint of beer flavor in it.
Oh, nice. I'll
Yeah,
check it out. Yeah, absolutely.
what is your take on Irish coffee, and do you have a favorite like recipe or whiskey that you add to your coffee?
Jameson's probably the top one that I have just for in my cabinet. So I pretty much anything I got that I can put in there is pretty good. But Jameson's probably my top one for an Irish coffee. We always get it, especially coming up on St. Patty's Day, coming up here real soon. So we load up with that with all of our corned beef and everything else in the house, and we're good to go, man.
Yeah.
May I give a suggestion for you to try?
Please.
Tullamore Dew.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Try Tullamore Dew in place of Jameson. First of all, Jameson is a very, I'm not going to, I understand Matt Best made Jameson like a really big thing, and everybody thought that it was just like the coolest thing ever because Matt Best drank it. And all of a sudden it took off in the veteran community because they all love Matt Best. And
That was where I came up, where I got it. Yeah.
yeah, I was going to say, don't get me wrong. I'm a huge Matt Best fan too, but I also am a huge whiskey and bourbon fan. And Jameson is a very harsh whiskey. There's a reason most people take shots with it rather than sit back and sip it.
Yes.
Tullamore Dew is extremely smooth. It's much more like drinking a sharp bourbon,
Nice.
but it's a sipping whiskey.
Yes.
You can take shots of it if you want, but it is really smooth and really easy to take down. I highly recommend you try that for your Irish coffee.
It is the studio, the Beardlaw Studio Irish whiskey of choice. That's what we keep in the studio here is Tullamore Dew.
Nice. I will
That's
definitely.
phenomenal.
Yeah, that's a good one as well, and it's pretty much on that same price point as well. So it's pretty good. And what was the last?
I'm normally a Scotch guy. For me, I just do. I like a sip and Scotch just to be able to do whatever. So for the most of the rest of the time of the year, but around this time of year, I go with a nice good whiskey.
What's your thought on what civet? Is it one of those tricky words?
What? Civet? I don't even know what that is. Thought on civet coffee? Civet coffee? Don't know.
Must be French.
It must be something fancy. I have no idea.
Is that like the baguettes of coffee?
It's basically it's the fermentation taking place in the digestive system that makes these coffee beans healthier. Oh, is it the coffee that goes in animals and they shit it out?
What?
now?
I think it is. I think it is.
Just came out of your mouth?
Yeah. So Massimo Marcone, a food scientist, blah blah blah, Canada confirms that this coffee is safe. Yeah, this animal Capua luwak is a coffee that consists of partially digested coffee cherries, which have been eaten and defecated. They poop it out by the Asian palm civet.
Okay.
Yeah, so they put these coffee cherries in coffee that this animal. It's a cute little animal. Hey, the wife's not around, Toby, right?
No.
I don't care, but I just feel like you probably don't need one of these in your life.
Yeah, no, we're fine.
Unless you really like coffee.
This little guy.
Oh yeah, God, don't let her see that.
Yeah. So this thing right here eats it, poops it. Somebody has to go through the poop. Apparently, this is maybe what it looks like
What the?
when it comes out, and then you put it in coffee. And yeah, look at. They're like, hey, I'm making coffee. Yeah, I'm gonna eat all these and poop them out. And then I wonder if Java John does this. Do you think we can get him to do it?
How much meth did you have to do to think that was even a good
Right.
idea?
To even make that process happen.
God damn it! You're not looking that up, are you?
You're so whacked out of your mind. You see one of these things, shit.
I forgot she's logged into the podcast.
That could be good.
Uh-oh. Watch out. Here we go.
Oh well, we're gonna.
I want the coffee bean.
We're gonna have poop coffee from Toby really soon, and we'll figure out how that is. Are you still good on time, or do you have to get going?
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to check because I just looked at the clock for the first time and realized it was 10:08. So that's how you know it's a fantastic
Good
Yeah,
job.
man.
Lemmer poop coffee. So we do have to just run one of these real quick. Logan, do you want to do the engineer one?
Sure.
We'll do the engineer one. We'll show you guys this. We didn't run any of the stuff from our friends. All right. So yeah, we're gonna show this one real. I never know when to time it. It's such an ending. But drunkengineers.ca, home of the pump action tool that is trademarked. These things are cool. They are running a St. Patrick's giveaway. I showed Shane earlier how to use one, and maybe if we do an after hours, I'll show you guys again. This is what when you're on TikTok. Just to let everybody know, don't do any of those videos that we just did, and don't actually have everybody on the entire show do the product, or you will get a 7 to 6 month ban. So product from some great dudes that I absolutely love. You guys can use JM86. That's the dinosaur non-believer. What is that? What's that? Smash Mouth? Because I'm a believer, but the non-believer version of Joe Myers. JM86. He's going to get a little bit of a kickback, and you'll save like 10 or 15% on that device. So.
Oh, wait a minute. Are we talking about the wussy?
Yeah, I hope you're having fun at work, Joe. And I'm sorry that you're not here to defend your theory that I would probably.
Let me see if I can get him to pop up here. Joe Myers, the wussy.
I guess it won't. Bam! But yeah, so drunkengineers.ca, guys, check them out if you are watching. It's drunkengineers.ca if you're listening. Sorry, JM86, and we are sitting still. We got They Call Me Toby 2. And we have Liquidshano, also Liquidshano 1973. And Logan Beardlaws too. He does have a TikTok. He just, I don't think, knows how to make one. He appeared in a TikTok the other day with me over the weekend, and we were using the pump action shotgun tool. So I'm pretty sure, right?
Did we do one?
Yeah, we did. You were pretty toasty.
I was,
Yeah. 40
Was he
is good
poop
for him.
faced?
Oh, he was.
nice.
Oh.
Nice.
You know, that joke was nothing but trash.
Yeah.
I got one to work. So we had a little bit of fun with that on Tuesday. So what I want you to do is, do you want to talk about your podcast a little bit? Obviously, it's Coffee Talk. So I don't know if you want to just kind of, talk about, anything you have upcoming with it, or just kind of anything in general, just to kind of let people know. And I'll post the link to it again here in the description.
Yeah, I opened up earlier with the fact that it started off as a weight loss podcast, right? So I started off that way. But what's funny about it is that throughout time and through the different people that I was meeting, they were gaining more from all the thought process part of it rather than the weight loss stuff, right? Talking about, calories and all that other stuff. That really wasn't as important as the mental side of everything. So it really got into the whole be the best version of yourself, keep on running with it. And after episode after episode, I had more and more people following me, and they were sharing it in all these different communities. And then what's interesting is I went through a pretty good lull for a little bit with the podcast. I'm on all the platforms. If you look anywhere, you'll see Coffee Talk with Liquidshano 1973, anywhere that's on there. And after I started off with with overall feel of just being the best version of yourself, man, it was what I love about it is I'm at about 230 episodes in right now, but all those are solo. And so it's super hard to be able to do a podcast for however long, just you talking into a microphone, nobody there to riff with, nobody there to be able to, balance out with. So I just started doing interviews, but most of those have all been just me and a microphone, my thoughts, going into it and just talking about whatever. And the community that I've built there, man, is just so incredible. They're so loyal. They're so amazing. And they support me so much. And I've gained such a new following through TikTok now. And it's just, the both have melded together really well, man. And so I love doing it. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a great podcast. And I know that I've listened to it. And like I said, guys, for anybody that can't see it on the screen, it is just coffee-talk.net. Or just do Liquidshano 1973 podcast. You'll be able to get it. It's a great thing, and it's a good thing. It's obviously the perfect reflection. And like you said, when this podcast, it started off as me. I did an episode or two by myself, no videos, nothing. And then I was like, hey, Logan, you want to do sports or something? I don't know. And then it was just like, this is kind of fun. And I was like, yeah, let's do this. And then Talking Beards, which were on the Talking Beards network, they were like, hey, do you want to be a guest on our show? And I was like, yes, absolutely. And then they showed me StreamYard, and I was like, why am I talking to myself on a mic and not showing off this beard?
It's such a game changer. StreamYard's so amazing, man. So good. I love it.
It really is. Yeah. So that's kind of the transition. And to be honest, I've pushed the video, the YouTube, and this route of it so hard that I think the kind of the podcast type thing was on the back burner, and then just kind of looking at the trend of everything through COVID and stuff, and it seemed like this route really took off, and then the audio only has really taken a dive. But I think as things go, it's going to level out, and you'll see more people in the office. That's how I was listening to podcasts while working, multitasking, you know what I mean? And I think you'll start to see that a little bit more.
Let's be honest. It worked out well for you because it forced you to shower every once in a while.
Oh, you're supposed to shower once in a while?
What?
Once a month, baby.
All of a sudden his face is on there. Food. It wasn't good. It wasn't a good look.
That's still a thing. I mean, I didn't change that.
Shower, no shower. It doesn't matter.
Omelet.
Yeah. Ooh, I was just saying the yolk is no joke. Yolk in a beard is terrible. But one of the last things I wanted to talk with you, and then we can let you go, is you've been spending a little more time, and it's something that me and Toby actually were just talking about a little bit before, was Clubhouse. the newer app that we've been running in the kind of the same circle. You have some really exciting things, and for anybody that doesn't know, I'm going to let kind of Shane just kind of tell you what it is. And it is an app that is invite only. So some people, you need to kind of know some people. It is only on iOS, but in my opinion, this is an amazing app, and he's going to tell you a little bit more why and kind of the premise of what it is.
Yeah, what I love about it, Matt, is the fact that it's a free app, and it is invite only, and it's iOS, all those things, right? And it will open up eventually. That's there, but I'll tell you what, man, if you're looking to do anything, anytime about anything, you can find it on this Clubhouse, man. There are self-help groups, there are mental health groups, there are podcasting groups, there are everything across the board. And what happens is basically people set up rooms, and then you have an audience that pops in to be able to ask questions. They raise their hand and they're in there. So what's amazing about it is you can hobnob and sit down with people like gurus of different industries and different stuff. The other night I was in a room and I'm sitting there on the stage asking questions about my podcast, about trying to be better or whatever else. And Gary Vee walks in the room and just starts rapping with people and just starts answering questions. And I'm going, wait a minute. I normally would probably have to pay like $500 to have a one-on-one consult with this guy to be able to talk about whatever. But I just asked him a question and he gave me some answers. And so this gives an opportunity. It's a brand new platform that literally everybody's getting together. So Greg Runge reached out to me and said, hey, listen, dude, let's think about doing some coffee stuff in the morning. I got coffee and cuss words. Let's go out there. Let's do it.
Every time you say coffee, it's from Tuesday, Coffee Fanatics, shaved his beard on accident, so he looks like that. So when you're seeing coffee,
I was wondering what that was.
First time it popped up, I had all I could do not to burst out laughing, but I just wanted to throw that there. So in the beauty of this too, like just kind of add on what you're saying, it's audio only.
Right.
You're in a room, there's no video. It's audio only. And this thing, like he said, it's going to open up. It's going to be big. And so if you can get in, establish your brand, start networking, connecting. Like I was in a room the other day because Marty Ray sent me an invite to his thing. And he's like, hey, this is going to be a cool one. I want you to be a part of the panel. And I was like, it was the first time I had been on this. I'm like, I don't know what to do, man. He goes, just hang out and chill. And he goes, I got something cool for you. So he brought it in. It was him and Vanilla Ice. And he was like, hey, this is my buddy Matt, and da-da-da-da-da-da. Do you got any questions for Vanilla Ice? And I kind of asked him a question I probably shouldn't have. And but the crowd got it, and there was thousands of people. There was, I think, 2,500 or 3,000 people that were just in there listening to these guys tell stories. And like you said, you got Gary Vee. There's a lot of it's kind of, in my opinion, one of the next things that are going to, and I've heard from some people, my buddy Chris from the Good News Now or the Good Now, he's the one that invited me, and he goes, you got to jump on this. So Toby, I have an invite for you. If you are interested, if you're not on there yet, I don't know if you've been invited yet, but if you do, I'll send you an invite.
I'm on there, but it says we'll send you a text as soon as your account is ready.
Okay. Did you get invited from somebody though?
No.
That's
okay. Fine. Yeah, you have to. I'll send you a link. Because you cannot get into the app unless you're invited from somebody. And then what it does is it'll say this person invited you. So whoever you invite, it reflects on you. So if you invite somebody that isn't, you know what I mean, good for you and your brand, it reflects poorly on you. So that's why, like I like I said, I'm saving an invite, and like I said, I'll definitely send you one.
And the more that you participate, the more invites you get that you can give to people, right? To be able to, you kind of build that whole entire.
Yeah, I'm up to 5, and I haven't used one yet because I'm just like, a couple people have asked me, like, I want to get on this, and I'm just like, yeah, I love you.
I'm like
I'm still pretty new to this, and I'm gonna do that. But yeah, I'll remind me after. Because what I have to do is I'm not an iOS guy, so I just got to take your number, add it, and then I'll send it over. But I'll get you one. Sure. It's a cool thing. And then if like I said, I don't know if you want to talk more about the Clubhouse or whatever.
The only other thing I was going to add on is that, I mean, I was in there the other night and we were talking with some TikTokers, and the TikTok group that I was a part of, and I was in there talking about it. We were discussing how much of an addition that this is, because you get to know somebody on a personal level, right? You literally get to have a one-on-one conversation with somebody that's on a live that basically is talking to a screen with a bunch of words flowing up, right? In a live, now you're actually sitting one-on-one with somebody and just rapping and talking and back and forth, and you're bantering, and you can kind of get to know the behind the scenes stuff and what they struggle with or what they're doing great at. So it's just the next level stage of where we're at, with TikTok, with the video aspect of it. The audio is pretty amazing so far. I've loved it so far.
My favorite thing of it all, and it may seem a little weird, but you're going to get it, is the courtesy that they have came out of the gate, and it's become an unwritten thing where you cannot talk, you don't speak over someone, and
Right.
everybody from the most professional person, and these people that, that's what they do. They get paid to talk on these big levels. They will stop and then they end it with like, "This is Matt from Beard Laws. I'm done speaking." Boom. And then the creator of the room or the main host will be like, "All right, that's fantastic." And the way that these professionals, I've rarely been in a room where you're hearing people talking over each other because you're mute when you're not there. You know what I mean? It's just perfect etiquette from professionals. And it's fantastic. And there's so many different mods where occasionally somebody might come in with the mic off and there's already somebody that's muting it or kicking them. Like that's just, I really, as kind of an IT guy that sat through terrible Zoom meetings and other meetings, it is just a godsend that whoever started doing it is money.
The other thing is that anybody that's in the industry of like whatever it is, like if you're trying to be able to audition for things, or you're trying to whatever. I walked into a room and these actors were stepping up there was producers and directors on the stage, and they literally were doing auditions right then and there, and they were signing them. They were like, "Hey, you know what? Okay, great. I want you for this role. I want you." I'm like, holy shit, dude, this is immediate satisfaction of where it's at. These people that are in COVID trying to be able to just be seen are being heard immediately right then and there, and they get into that next stage. I think it's incredible, man. It's such an opportunity for people in creative space,
Yeah, I jumped on with there was 32 people in this room, and it was the producer from NBC, and it was like Survivor, one of those, I don't know, one of those like really well-known shows. It was the producer of that show that was just on there asking questions, and then he was just like, "Yeah, we got this other project. If you or anybody you know is in," and I was kind of in and out listening to it, and they were like, "Yeah, if you know anybody, have them send this, an email here with a video. I'm gonna look through every one of these personally. We need to get this going now." And I'm like, "There's 30 people in this room."
Yeah.
Only 30 people. Like if you were an actor or looking for something, you have a very good chance of potentially landing a gig. So it's like, I got you. That's exactly when I was like, "Hey, dude, download Clubhouse."
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'll take that, and I'll send the invite. But so what we do at the end of the show is we put you on the big screen. You talk about whatever you want to talk about for as long as you want to talk about. Plug away whatever, as much as you want, as little as you want, and don't be nervous. Okay, I don't want you to be nervous, but I know you won't. But we're gonna put you on the big screen. Say whatever it is that you want, and then when you're done, we'll say our goodbyes. We'll do the outro, and you're more than welcome to stay backstage after we end it and chat. But if you gotta go, you gotta go. So if you're ready, be ready for the big screen.
Don't be shy. There's only 484,000 people watching.
I thought you said million before. Wait a second here.
Well, it's getting late.
Yeah, I came on, and they lost interest.
I feel like I'm out of here.
There was a huge spike when he started shooting TVs, and then people are just like, well,
Yeah, like, not exciting anymore.
Yeah, most of our viewers are from the UK, and they're very dedicated.
That guy's talking. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, listen, in general, we went over everything tonight with me, but listen, if you get a chance or you get some time to be able to do my baby, the thing that I'm really working on, the things that I want to bring to the table, I'll go through my podcast. That's my logo. So if you see it on there, I have everything from merchandise. I have everything. I do the avatars. We didn't talk a lot about it, but the avatars, by me giving back to the community, is a great way for me to be able to draw something for somebody. Avatars will go on any of the platforms, Instagram, TikTok, any of them across the board. The little avatar fits right in there, and then I'm going to donate. The price of them right now is $50 for the overall avatar because it was $25 when it first started. I'm going to give $25 of that, continue that same pace, and give that back to the community because I believe that we can change the world one action at a time, right? One positive action at a time. All of us collectively together, no matter how much shit's going on that's out there in the world, we can definitely change the world one action at a time. So this is my way of doing that to be able to help people because we're still stuck in a lot of places with restaurants and people not being able to make their rent and feed their kids or anything like that. And also help some of the veteran community because I actually took some of those funds during Christmas time and went and bought clothing for our veterans homes and different stuff that was there. So I just appreciate being here tonight. And if you want to find me, like I said, on the podcast, Coffee Talk with Liquidshano 1973. And on TikTok, I'm Liquidshano. So I'm looking forward to meeting multiple people, hopefully, here tonight. And we'll move there.
Absolutely. Well
Nice.
said. Just an
Nice. Well done.
amazing,
Well done.
amazing dude that's just doing some great things, man. And I'm glad it finally lined up. We're able to get you on here. And like I said, anytime, you know what I mean? You have something going on, even if there's something big to promote, you want to jump on the show and just kind of maybe see a different audience, just get a hold of me. You're always welcome. And now you're on the show. We're probably going to start to use you as maybe a masked interviewer, so you'll have to just change up the voice a little bit.
You remember, and you can't get out.
Yeah, you're part of the Beard Loss crew. So
I love it, man. It's been great jamming with you guys. Good seeing you, Toby. Everybody, it's been great tonight. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Good seeing you, Shannon.
Yeah, good to see you. And yeah, thanks for everything, man. We'll put you backstage if you got to go. I'll talk to you, I'm sure, on Clubhouse at some point tomorrow. If you want to chill and chat backstage, cool, but don't feel like you have to. So, guys, thank you so much. Liquidshano, everybody. Hey! Take care, man.
All right, boss.
And Toby, it's always a pleasure. Every time we get to see you on a Tuesday and a Thursday, it's like, what was that gum? Double the pleasure, double the fun.
Oh,
I'm sorry I ruined your Black Panther party.
Peppermint gum or something. I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna be backstage, and I will when we're backstage, we'll get you hooked up on Clubhouse. So I want to thank you for coming in and shooting your TV and chatting and making fun of Joe with us. And like I said, if anybody potentially wants to be in on the backstage with us, shoot a message to me. Like I said, Tynan, CT, whatever else, Doublemint. Yeah, you guys are way smarter. Let us know. Thank you guys for the positive message of the great show. It was a great show. I feel like anytime you get somebody that is, you know what I mean, in the podcast game, and then you get them to come onto the show, it's gonna be good. But I had a feeling, and it was one of my favorite episodes that we've done because he's such a great dude. And no joke, I looked at the clock for the first time. It was 10:08.
Yeah,
that's a good day.
I was just, it's just that just speaks to the volume of how good of a show it was. So, yeah, thank you guys very, very much. Yeah, then go to the Poop Knife, originalpoopknife.com. We didn't even get to any of those. And I had a cool announcement with a cool company about bidets. I didn't even get to it. So we'll save that for Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Triple T episode 24. We are, I think, going to be giving away. Let me double check while we're here. Yes, we're going to be giving away. The time zones are really messed up with this company, but we're going to be giving away 5 bars of this like charcoal style soap from Brute Charcoal. All right, so we're going to give away 5 winners. We're going to do the Tuesday show. We've been going back and forth for several weeks. There's a time zone difference that apparently is really far away. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but they're going to send me over a logo for the advertisement, and I'm going to do it on the Tuesday show because I think it'll be more of a hit the way that this soap is intended for in some of the commercials. So we'll get to that. And so Laura and CT, those guys want to go backstage. I'm going to send a link to you guys. This might be crazy, but I don't care. Here is going to be the link, Laura and you guys, for the backstage. And if I bring you up on the screen, then you're cool. If not, then just hang up just for a little while and see behind the stage live. But either way, we're going to end this. Thanks to every single person that took a little bit out of their time to come hang out with us. You guys are amazing. You guys could be anywhere in the world watching anything. You chose to be here with us. That's pretty cool. We're not exactly sure why, but we really do appreciate it. And
because they can't smell us.
Oh yeah, it doesn't smell great in the studio. So Tuesday, Triple T, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, we got the same dudes. We might have an addition of somebody else, which is going to be super cool. Next Thursday, I'm really excited. We're going to be bringing a local guy who is in the band Buckshot, which is a country music band. Really, really great guy. He actually married somebody that I went to high school with, and he's from just a really small town. And when I say small town, like 34 graduating class, and they're actually playing Biker Week in Daytona, Florida this weekend. Nice. They've opened up for the Nashville Predators or something like that. They played in there. Like they've done some great things. And obviously the pandemic hit, so I'm looking forward. He's going to be our first in-studio guest. So I think he's going to sit where Logan is, and we might go old school where me and Logan sit next to each other. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but either way, I'm super excited. Kurt, and hopefully we'll get some of his band members from all over the East Coast. So looking forward to that. And like I said, we'll see you guys very, very soon. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your night. Stay safe. Guess what? I wasn't ready for that. So thanks, Logan. Thanks, Toby. While I stall and get ready to hit the outro, and thanks to everybody that watched it, whether you saw it live or whether you are listening to this. And stay bearded, everybody. Bye.
Peace.